Good morning, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It is Thursday morning. I did not vlog the last couple of days. I meant to, and then I realized, like, I was meant to start the vlog on Tuesday because the last episode I put out, which was this one right here, the days got a little staggered, a little funky because I didn't record all weekend. So I opted instead to do a vlog for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and put that out for you guys on Friday. But then Tuesday came and went and I realized I never picked up the camera. So I said, you know what? It was already going to be funky timing anyways. Let me just not vlog the next couple of days. And I'll pick it up again on Thursday like I usually do. Because typically my weekend vlogs begin on Thursdays anyways. And it was just going to be weird because of that whole trying to catch up. So we skipped an episode basically. Hopefully y'all don't mind too much. But I actually found out this morning. I learned with some recent blood work that I am anemic, it seems. And so that kind of explains why I've been so exhausted lately and why I've had so little motivation to do anything. It's like basically if I'm not in therapy with my son or like cooking and eating, I just want to be asleep. And so I haven't talked to my doctor yet because I only found out about my blood work because I went into the lab portal and the lab reported the results directly to me, but the doctor still has to look at the labs and then reach out to me, and I don't know if I need to make another appointment or if she could just tell me over the phone what to do or what. It's weird because I prioritize like getting enough protein every day and like eating nutritiously, etc., but sometimes things just happen. So I guess we'll wait and see if I need to like adjust supplements or if there's some other sort of situation going on. It's fine. But at least we have some answers now as to why I've been so bleh. So there's that. But it is Thursday. We just finished one of our sessions. We have another session coming up in a little bit, but I wanted to pop in and say hi because I haven't been. And so all that being said, if uploads kind of slow down a little bit for the next bit, I'm sorry. Just know I'm trying my best, but I just haven't been feeling 100%. And on top of that, I also reached out this morning to my sleep doctor, my sleep specialist, because my CPAP machine is definitely giving me an ear infection. I can't hear anything out of my left ear, and I've been dealing with this for over a week at this point. So I'm waiting to hear back from her because I had to leave a message with her office. And I don't know if it's that my machine needs to be adjusted or if I need a different machine, if I need to do another sleep study all over again. I really hope not. But something's gotta give because this is not working. This is not okay. So I'm just dealing with a lot body-wise right now, but I feel fine. I feel good, all things considered. I'm just tired and can't hear, but I feel good. So I'm going to do my best in the next little bit to keep the uploads coming, and hopefully you guys will understand and stick along with me while I go through all that. But yeah, for now, that's my Thursday. So whatever update I get, I'll let you guys know, and I hope you're having a happy Thursday. Hey friends, it is Sunday afternoon, and I don't know when was the last time I vlogged. The vlog seems to have completely gone off the rails in the last like month or so, I think. And that's partly to do with like so much going on that I don't have time to vlog, and then nothing going on, so me feeling like I don't have anything to vlog. But a lot actually has happened in the last couple days, and I just haven't had the opportunity to vlog. Also, it is absolutely pouring outside right now, and the thunder is super loud, so if you hear it in the background, that's what's going on. I'm pretty sure I've been mentioning in the vlog that my ear has been feeling funky for over 2 weeks now, I think. And, or at least, let's call it a week and a half. And I haven't been able to hear out of my left ear for about a week straight at this point. So I've been trying very, very hard to avoid going to the emergency room or to the urgent care, because we're in the middle of a very big COVID surge right now. And the last thing I want is to go to see a doctor about one thing and end up leaving the place with something else altogether. So I've been putting it off. And finally, yesterday, I think, or the day before, I messaged my doctor and I told her this is what's going on, and I'm just wondering when you'll be able to see me, because this is what's happening, and I'm trying to avoid going to the urgent care if I can manage it, because, you know, X, Y, and Z. So what do you think? And she replies, yeah, you need to go to urgent care because I'm not going to get to see you until at least Tuesday. And honestly, it's probably going to be even like farther than that. So you can't just be without hearing for a week and not get that checked out. You need to go to urgent care. So once I realized she wasn't going to be able to help me anytime soon and that this was going to persist, I Googled the urgent care I typically go to, and it's a good thing I did because the one nearer to me was closed today. I Googled it, made sure they were open, and as a matter of fact, for whatever reason, maybe it's because it's been pouring all day, but for whatever reason, they were less busy today than usual. So I said, okay, that's my cue. I'm just going to go to the urgent care then. So I went down to the urgent care. It so happened that when I got there, first off, everybody was masked, which was a very, like, pleasant surprise. And also, it was just one other lady ahead of me in the waiting room and then me. So they called me in almost immediately. And as soon as I told them what was going on, obviously, they look at my ears. And the doctor tells me, your ears look fine. I know you're complaining, like they're feeling full, they're feeling stuffed, they're feeling like full of liquid. I don't see liquid. I don't see anything. Honestly, your ears look good. And I was like, okay, but surely something's happening though, because I'm not just like not hearing of my own accord for the last week, right? So he tells me I can offer you an ear flush, and if there's like wax buildup, which I don't see any, if there's liquid behind something, which we're not seeing, maybe that will coerce it out. It's, you know, it's not like strong medication, because I also prefer not to use like, especially antibiotics. I've been on so many courses of antibiotics throughout my life that I'm at a point where I don't think they even work on me anymore. So if I could avoid that, which is usually the first thing people throw at you when you have an ear infection, I'd rather do that. So he said, let's try a flush. It's literally, I'm just going to high pressure saline into your ear, and we'll see how that looks, if that does anything for you. And that way we don't have to like throw medication at it. We don't have to throw steroids at it. We don't have to do anything for no reason, because as of right now, I don't want to treat you for an infection because I don't see an infection, even though it feels like to you like you have an infection. So they did that. It was wonderful, actually. I wish he'd done both ears. He only did the one that was bothering me, because it felt really, really nice. And almost immediately I felt relief. He showed me a bunch of like dead skin and gross stuff that was in my ear, but he said it was like a normal amount, like that wasn't what was causing anything. So potentially, I guess I did have liquid in my ear, like, but it was farther in and he couldn't see it, and all of that liquid kind of helped push it out. But I went in there probably hearing like 20% out of my ear. I left there hearing like 80%. And he told me it could be from your CPAP, it could be like a latent sinus thing, although typically that presents with pain and you're saying you're not feeling any pain. It could be allergies in your home, it could be a million things. But now that your ear is completely clear, I can see that your eardrum is a little irritated, which I couldn't see that before. So he did prescribe me some ear drops, and which I much prefer to do that than to take oral antibiotics, because again, then I'm like flooding my entire system with something that potentially I don't even need, whereas the eardrops are just like a direct bing, there it is. Unfortunately, by the time the pharmacy filled my prescription, they were basically closed, so I'm not going to be able to pick them up today, but we'll pick them up tomorrow. Interestingly, almost like within, I'd say 15-20 minutes of getting home, my hearing was back down to about 50%. So it definitely feels like there's something allergy-wise in my home, or maybe it's the dryness in my home that I've complained about a bazillion times in the last, few years that we've been here, or whatever. But like, it's crazy to me just how quickly, as soon as I stepped into the house, the amount I was able to hear diminished. So, and I can't blame the CPAP for that one, because I have not put my CPAP on since this morning when I woke up. So that's the update there. I hope tomorrow to pick up my medicine and start that and see if that does anything. But I'm really glad that I went in, all things considered, because the flush was the best course of action I think I could have opted for. And at least in the moment, it really did help. The ER doctor did tell me, or the urgent care doctor did tell me, though, you need to see a specialist. You need to see an ENT, because there's obviously a lot of complicated stuff going on in here that I don't think even your primary can help you with. Like, you need to see a specialist, which I've long intended to do that, and I don't know what I was waiting for, honestly, because even structurally my ear is not like a typical adult ear. Typically adult ears, like when you're a kid, your ear canal is flat, and then as you get older, it does this to help drainage. My ear never did that. My ear stayed flat. I've gotten at least a dozen, probably more, ear infections in my life. I'm extremely susceptible to like swimmer's ear and things like that. I have a dermatological condition inside my ear that causes a lot of like dryness. So I have to take drops for that. It's just a whole thing. So I really should, like, I don't know why I'm not already seeing an ENT. I don't know why I haven't been seeing an ENT for a long time, but I've made myself a note to call one on Tuesday and figure something out there, because obviously I am way past due getting a specialist for my ears. So that's the update there. The whole weekend has just been very chill. We watched the race. We went to go get bugs at some point in the weekend. On Friday, our in-person therapist canceled because he had a sore throat, which I very much appreciate him telling me about. He was not surprised at all. He's like, yeah, school just started, so I'm bound to get sick, which true, but also So we're obviously not seeing him on Monday because it's Labor Day, but we're meant to see him on Tuesday, and I don't know if I want him to just like stay home just in case. I guess we'll find that out together. But otherwise, yeah, I think I've pretty much caught you guys up with everything that's going on so far. So thanks for listening about my ears a lot, and happy Sunday, I guess. Good Monday morning, friends. It is Labor Day, and so it's just another day at home basically for us. I've been much more productive today than I have been over the last few days. Done a lot of laundry. We cleaned up the lizard's enclosures, cut kiddo's hair, changed the AC filter. Like, I did a bunch of little things around the house, and now I am air frying some chicken tendies so I could hang out for a bit and just watch some YouTube and chill. Hubby just went to go get my medicine, and we are back in quarantine mode. I've been mentioning throughout the vlogs recently that my mom spent, I think it was like just under a month across the country, staying with my brother for a while, getting him set up at his new place, helping him move, and just overall sightseeing and jet setting and hanging out. And so she came back yesterday. She's back in town now, but of course that means she's been traveling, etc. So we're taking another 5 to 7 days before we see her again to make sure that she tests negative, etc., before we all reconvene as a group. That's why we made it a point to see my dad over the weekend, because it was like the one day between the end of his quarantine, because he spent some time there as well, but he came back earlier. So it was the one day between the end of his quarantine period and the beginning of the reset with my mom returning. So yeah, so at least we got to see him. But my mom is safely back in town, and it's Labor Day, so usually we'd be going over their house and grilling or swimming, although the weather's been super gaga for the last like week. It's been pouring, and supposedly there's 3 storms that the National Hurricane Center is watching this week because they might develop into something scary, so that's fun. But yeah, all that's going on, so rather than hanging out at my parents' today, we're just hanging out here. I'm probably gonna wrap up this episode today. I don't foresee too much else happening, but it is what it is. I want to make sure that I edit this tomorrow and get it out for you guys on Wednesday so that there's at least 2 uploads this week. Because on Sunday, I'm actually hosting the Shelftember collab this year, and that was something that I put together to kind of encourage people to use up what they already have in their pantry, in their freezer, etc. Because I know I'm guilty of that. When I see a sale, especially like a buy one get one, I stock up on stuff, but then I forget it's there and I keep rebuying it, or I just let it eventually go bad because I forget it's there. So I didn't ask everybody to do this. I basically just said make a meal from your pantry or freezer. But what I did is that I challenged myself to make 2 weeks worth of meals. I ended up actually doing 15 meals total. I was aiming for 14, but 15 meals from my pantry and freezer. Some of it is just like processed things that I heated up, and other things were actual recipes that I like pulled ingredients and put them together and like voila, a dish. So a good amount of variety there. Obviously all my stuff is gluten and dairy free, so I figured it was important, even if it was just a simple like heat and eat type thing, it was still something worth including, because if you're new to gluten and dairy free, or if you're not sure what your options are for quick easy meals like that, then this is a great place to get some inspo. So that's coming out Sunday afternoon. But yeah, I wanted to make sure at least one vlog came out for you guys this week. So I'm gonna wrap this one up today, Monday, edit it Tuesday, get it out for you Wednesday, and hopefully I'll fall back into some sort of like normal vlogging routine after that. I just haven't been feeling it lately, to be honest. But and then the fact obviously that hubby's working from home and that he will continue to work from home this week because of the quarantining situation complicates things, because I don't feel so free to talk to the camera when there's other people around. So I'm sure that's understandable. It feels like awkward and stuff. He doesn't make me feel awkward. I feel awkward around the situation. He doesn't mind either way. He doesn't really even register. He's like, oh, you're vlogging? Okay, cool. But I feel weird doing it around him. So that kind of like shifts things a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what I end up getting into. I know for sure the plan right now is this vlog on Wednesday and Shelftember on Sunday. So I hope you're having a great Labor Day, and I guess we'll chat again later tonight. Happy Monday. Wow, the lighting is crap. Hold on, let me turn on the TV or something. Hey guys, it's Monday night. Wrapping up the vlog. That's a little bit better. It's probably going to be changing me colors and stuff, but that's what we're working with. It's Monday night, and we spent most of the afternoon watching KAOS on Netflix, which is a Greek mythology show. I don't even know if, I mean, I wouldn't call it a comedy for sure. It's definitely not a drama. Kind of a little bit of everything, I suppose, but a show about Greek mythology where Jeff Goldblum is playing Zeus. So good. I've been meaning to watch it. It was on my list, but then my best friend sent me a text earlier in the day, and she was like, you need to watch this show. I just finished episode 3. It's so good, because she and I both share a love of Greek mythology, and she was watching it with her husband, and she was like, I keep having to stop and explain stuff to him. But I know you'll get all the references, so you need to watch. Which, yeah, there were a few times where I'm not going to say it was necessary to understand Greek mythology, like backstory, to get what was going on in the show, because they do a pretty good job of explaining. Plus, there's a couple instances where they don't like they kind of deviate from the actual story for the sake of telling the story that they want to, you know, want to tell. But I will say that if you do know the story of these individuals, it kind of enriches the experience because it gives you a little bit of backstory, it gives you a little bit of insight as to why the character is that way or why the character would make that choice. But yeah, we watched the first episode. I watched the first episode and my husband was like, I'm gonna listen in, because he was sitting just in the other side of the room playing a video game. He's like, I'm gonna listen in, and if it sounds good, I'll join you, but I'm not particularly interested in watching. So I was like, okay, fair enough. I want to watch, so I'm gonna watch it. So I did. I started watching the first episode, and by the time I was on the third episode, he was sitting right next to me on the couch watching, and we got to like episode 5 and it started to get late. I said, man, I want to watch this. Like, I want to finish this show. There's only 8 episodes. They're hour-long episodes. But it's like, I really want to watch this show, but we got to start getting everybody ready for bed. And he was like, if you're down to marathon this, I'm down to marathon this. So kiddo went to bed very, very late. Hubby went to bed very, very late. And I'm obviously still up. But so worth it. It was so good, and I really hope that they're getting ready to make a second season, and like fast, because it was good. So yeah, that's my review, in case you're looking for something so good that you could watch it all in one evening. KAOS is where it's at. And yeah, so that's my vlog. I don't even know if it's certainly not a weekend in the life, but it's also not a week in the life. The last few days in my life, I suppose. And like I said, hopefully tomorrow I'll get back on some sort of like proper vlogging routine. But that's what's going on for us right now. So I hope you guys have had a great week or great weekend or great holiday, what have you. And we'll talk again really, really soon. Bye.